move on and let's put the spotlight on the global story of the week. And the global auto story is once again being driven by geopolitics, and this time it's bringing electric vehicles back into spotlight. Now the tensions in West Asia have triggered a sharp spike in the crude prices, with Brent rising nearly 30 to 40% in just a few weeks and briefly crossing the $100 per barrel mark. And that's now translating into a real pressure on consumers globally. Fuel prices are already moving up across key markets because in the United States, the gasoline prices have risen sharply with spikes of over 7 to 8% in recent weeks. China has increased the retail fuel prices by around 10% in its latest revision cycle. And in parts of South Asian markets, the surge has been evenly steeper. Now, with petrol prices jumping close to 90% in some of these areas, this is not just inflation. This is a fuel shock. And that's where the EV story comes back into focus. Because for consumers, the biggest trigger is running costs. And as petrol and diesel become more expensive, electric vehicles suddenly start looking far more attractive, especially for the daily commuters and fleet operators. In fact, early signals are already visible because dealers and industry data are pointing to a rise in the EV inquiries in the past couple of weeks, directly tracking the spike in the crude prices. And this time, the shift is happening on a much stronger base. Now, globally, nearly 18% of the cars sold today are electric. China is already above 30% penetration. Europe remains strong despite subsidy cuts, and even US is gradually scaling up the adoption. But automakers are watching this very closely because players like Tesla and BYD continue to expand aggressively, while traditional giants are recalibrating their EV strategy amid the challenging demand signals. But the transition is not without challenges because high upfront costs, the gaps in the charging infrastructure, and policy uncertainty, especially in Europe, continue to slow the pace of the adoption. So while this oil shock may not guarantee a permanent shift, it does act as a powerful catalyst because every time fuel prices rise sharply, it reinforces one key idea. That the future of mobility may increasingly move away from oil. And that's why, once again, EVs are back in focus.